Yeah, as people began to use iron too, uh, political changes also came into place. People began to settle in one place for a longer time or for almost their lifetimes. This meant that villages started. And the moment villages started, it means classes began to develop. Like, for example, they were the rulers in their subjects or those that they ruled. Then there were also poor people, rich people, uh, slaves, and slavers. So those were political changes that took place. Population increased too. And as population increased, problems began to develop. Rivalry began to develop. And as rivalry began to develop, it became very important for groups of people to be able to fight. Hence, wars began to increase as people began to fight for resources. Those areas that had good soils became areas that were on demand. And people had to fight to over those areas or to protect those areas. That finally led to the creation of armies, as those armies were required so that people would protect the areas that they had and so that people would be able to conquer more areas. Hence, politically, as I have said, there was permanent settlement. People were no longer nomadic. Villages started with rulers, and those villages grew into districts until they grew into states. Population continued to increase, rivalry increased, and then finally, I said, there was the creation of armies to control and to expand the areas. Basically, those were the most important political changes that took place as a result of the use of iron.